It is yet again another not so good look for those attempting to get into the Disney scoops and exclusives business. There were reports that Tokyo Disney was preparing to destroy the last remaining Splash Mountain at the behest of a Walt Disney Company that could no longer permit that a bre'r, fox, and rabbit and all of that would ever be on this planet Earth. But now, it's looking like all of that was a complete and total lurch. Hello folks, happy to have you here. This is the place that explains entertainment, keeps you ahead of the culture curve, and by golly, we do it with a smile on our face. Today we're talking about Splash Mountain, the most popular attraction in the world and the last one remaining, and it may be remaining there much longer than the folks who were predicting its demise ever saw coming. By the way, we have never wavered in saying that we were not hearing that Splash Mountain in Tokyo was going to be destroyed. We've been saying consistently that we have heard that Tokyo has no incentive to destroy it whatsoever. Now, it's true probably that Disney doesn't like that, and we've reported on efforts by Disney to constrain the Oriental Land Company that owns the attraction and owns the resort over in Tokyo. No, Disney doesn't own their own theme park in Japan, but despite the rumors that came from sources out there that claim themselves to be of high repute, turns out this latest news might refute exactly what they've been saying. We'll give you the latest report. Click the like button. We'll bring on the panel right now.
We need to talk a bit about this Splash Mountain thing because I hate to say I told you so. I hate to say I told you so because I have to do it so often, as Jim Cornette likes to say. But we told you so.
You did. You absolutely did, Marvin. And we've all had our suspicions on whether or not this was going to happen, at least for the moment. We'll get into that a little
Japan's
bit. But here,
based. Oh, yeah.
That park place, Marvin Montanaro, Tokyo Disneyland, is keeping Splash Mountain, at least for now. That's the big thing right there. Let's go ahead and get into it. Recent announcements made by Tokyo Disneyland seem to confirm That Park Place report from October, which stated that despite what other outlets were reporting, Tokyo Disneyland has no plans to close its Splash Mountain attraction anytime soon. Tokyo Disneyland has the last Splash Mountain in existence, with both Disneyland and Walt Disney World shuttering the explosively popular attraction for the mediocre marvel that is Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Oh, it's not even just mediocre, Marvin. It doesn't work at all.
Nope. I got super excited there for a second because I thought that because you said both of the Splash Mountains are gone. I thought the other one was like marble themed, and I was like, wait, I didn't hear about this. Maybe that could be cool, but then
that's just my love of alliteration.
No, it's your love of alliteration and it's your imagery. I love your writing. It's just I was in anticipation.
Yeah, I did put a little bit of emphasis on Marvel right there. I'll say this. I was just talking to Marty Snyder, who's actually there at Walt Disney World right now. He has gone like 15 years. And apparently he has gotten multiple people to say, hey, you getting a virtual queue for that Splash Mountain? Like, yeah, sorry, Tiana's Bayou Adventure? He's like, yes, of course. He's like, better get an early virtual queue because, man, after 2 o'clock, it just don't go.
It doesn't work anymore.
Doesn't work. It's like
it's quitting time.
Wow.
It's a union employee. It has to take its break somewhere around the middle of the day, and it's like that's it, quitting time.
I can't imagine, Marvin, why Oriental Land Company wouldn't be all over trying to retheme
with the great
their
success that we've seen in 2 domestic parks. I'm shocked.
I can't believe it. This ideologically driven move came from the Disney Stories Matter Department, a division of the company charged with eliminating problematic elements from the Disney parks and online platforms because of the rights association. Yeah, exactly. With the Disney film Song of the South, it was apparently racist and had to go. This narrative was echoed all too happily by the Disney Access media, and we hope the cupcakes they received were delicious. With some referring to it as, quote, a necessary downgrade. That could you tell I was kind of like my mind.
Could you tell I was kind of like, like feeling my oats in this one?
Yeah. Absolutely. I knew it was going to be that kind of a story when you started off this segment there, Marvin. It's great stuff. Our sources indicated that Disney was trying to pressure Tokyo Disneyland to follow suit, but the Oriental Land Company, which owns the overseas park, had no interest in turning over one of its most popular attractions over Western identity politics. Still, other more friendly outlets reported that a deal had been struck between LLC and Disney that would shutter the fan favorite Long Flume and turn it into something else, even if it wasn't the much maligned Tiana's Bay Adventure. However, when Tokyo Disneyland announced its upcoming 2025 schedule, fans noticed Splash Mountain's annual Get Soaked Max special presentation front and center. During the summer months, Tokyo Disneyland turns the water level up at Splash Mountain, creating a refreshing waterlogged experience where guests can, well, go to get soaked to the max. Guys,
which is ironic because it's ironic because this past summer at Tiana's Bayou Adventure, we were turning the water off completely, and at Tokyo Disneyland at Splash Mountain, they turned the water up all the way.
Oh man, I wish we were in the that park place. Streamer right
you
there.
You can't open a Splash Mountain with no water. No water. There you go. I did it for you.
Yep.
Love it, Marvin. Thank you so much. No, I mean, it's true. Like, this has had all kinds of problems with water not actually running down the amazing drop right there. We've seen actually people get soaked on the Disneyland version in the middle of winter, which is not a comfortable feeling, as one could probably surmise right here. Do we foresee any time where Splash Mountain could go away at Tokyo Disneyland?
I don't. I personally don't. It's having the last Splash Mountain in existence is a major draw point for for fans around the world. And not only that, but like it's adorable, cute critters that, as far as most people are concerned, are park specific characters because nobody's seen Song of the South anymore. But in Japanese culture, they love cute little critters like that. I mean, that's like their entire jam. Yeah, it's all kawaii.
Yeah. I'm surprised they don't have like Hello Kitty and crap running down the like for promos down the waterlog and everything. They would love that crap. They literally have their own manga parades in Japan. Like they literally support Trump in Japan. There's actual footage. They have like full on carts they're pushing with Donald Trump on the front and everything. So yeah, there's a whole manga movement in Japan.
I will say Japan has been a little bit more insulated from this Western ideology. Not completely, but a little bit more. And I can definitely understand the Oriental Land Company not wanting to touch their Splash Mountain, especially right now because their stock isn't doing all that well. Culture, I know you have more information regarding that whole thing. OLC not doing the very best right now.
Yeah, actually, but again, it's not really surprising. I have not looked at them today. Let me do that real quick.
Caroline Reed Forbes talking about how, hey, right. They're not in the best shape right now, especially post-COVID. Japan was really hit hard by that. Remember, Tokyo Disneyland for a lot of years, maybe not years, but for many months, only allowed in I think it was 10,000 per day, which is insane because that's a resort that regularly averages over 100,000.
They actually had a huge lift yesterday, to be fair. Driving them back up towards their numbers earlier in the week. Overall, though, they're sitting well below the mean that they had if you go back into the summer months. In the summer, they were sitting around $30 a share US. And again, this is Oriental Land Company unsponsored. This is again, you have to translate from Japan to US, but anyway, and it's down to 23 now apparently at the moment, so it's had a bit of a loss, but it went up a bit yesterday, and I think it got close to 25 at one point. So I have a feeling like we're not that far away from them getting to a nice recovery, but Japan's had a struggling economy across the board. If you look at it, they're not an outlier. They're having the same kind of struggle that the entire country is. So there's that.
Absolutely. I'll go ahead and continue this article.
They did recently increase Japan, as I've reported on the 6 Minute Daily the last few days. They've had some bounce back quarters, 2 quarters in a row where their exports have gone up and their revenue seems to be increasing as a country. So it's looking like Japan's on the recovery. So hopefully that'll bring OLC up with it as people spend more money. Anyway, sorry, I'll shut up.
Nice artwork there. Who did that?
Oh, that's was that you, Steven?
No,
was that you?
No, it wasn't. No, I'm just no. Don't talk about that.
Looks pretty good, though, I will say. That Park Place sources have indicated that there's no truth to rumors that OLC is even considering bending to Disney's will on this. The Splash Mountain gift shop, however, will be closing. This could fit in with rumors that Disney threatened to pull the merchandise license for Splash Mountain to force OLC's hand, but that's unconfirmed at this time. Quote, guys, I'll just be forthright. Scooper, WDW Pro of That Park Place, said on the Pro show to a panel that included this reporter. I don't have anybody in my sources who say this is happening, and it's for clear financial reasons. Absolutely.
Exactly what Culture just said about the stock. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. They're just not in an advantageous position to do a retheme like this. Their CEO was just changed recently too. I'm sure he's looking to improve numbers on their end, reduce operating costs and so forth. It really has to be something that really blows LLC away. And Tiana's by Adventure definitely hasn't done that. Spencer, I want to ask you, is there any theme that could take the place of something like Splash Mountain that could be as embraced? Something that Disney owns, for example.
I mean, I don't know anyone specific that would be a good like one-to-one swap in, but I think generally, if you did something from the classic Disney era, like the I don't know, what do you want to say, like pre-1970s, pre-1980s, so your Peter Pans, your original Snow White, your Sleeping Beauty, something like that. If you themed it after that and you kept it genuine and you actually put effort into it, I think that would go a long way. Like, I think that's probably what hurts here, right? Is the combo of one, super ideologically driven. We all knew that. That's like the number one most annoying thing that set us all off of Tiana's Bayou Adventure. But also, once it opened, as we were all just mocking, it doesn't work. It's not good. It has bad animatronics. It has screens up half the time. You can see all the scuffs everywhere. They didn't put any effort into it. So when you don't put effort into things, people get that. Like, even if it's not a conscious thing, their brains will see there's a scratch over there. That kind of sucked. That was not really fun to go through. And they'll walk away from it going, that was bad. So unless they sort of get out all their talent now and bring in people who care, it doesn't really matter what you theme it after. You could theme it after, like, what is that? I always forget the name of the show. The one that Walt did back in the day where he like looked at different places across the world. It was
talking about the Carousel of Progress?
True Life Adventures?
No. Like Disney's Wild World. It was like the TV show.
Yeah, the True Life Adventures.
Oh, The Wonderful World of Color.
Yes, there we go. That's the one I was looking for. Wonderful World of Color. So like, even if you themed it after like that era, like Disney,
I think I have the answer to this.
Marvin,
if I may. The only thing that you could do in Tokyo that would be more popular in Tokyo than Splash Mountain is if they rethemed it around Duffy the Disney Bear.
Oh,
done.
Because that's a pretty good one, Marvin.
Like, if they did it like if it was like Duffy's like Sailor Adventure or like Duffy's Sail Away Adventure, that would be the biggest theme park ride in all of Asia. Because Duffy the Disney Bear in Tokyo and Hong Kong and even Shanghai, it is the biggest thing they've got and has been for years. When they opened Shanghai, when Bob Iger opened Shanghai and they brought the characters out, Duffy came out first in front of Mickey. Because Duffy's huge over there.
Let me go ahead and bring up some reference material for people who might not be in the know. Duffy the Disney Bear it started out as a merchandising campaign over there at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. It didn't really take off.
Yeah.
They brought it over to Tokyo and it just did gangbusters. This little bear right here.
And he's a sailor too.
He's only from like 2001.
Yeah.
Yes.
We had a Duffy meet and greet at Epcot. He was right at the mouth of World Showcase. He was one of the best meet and greets you possibly had around there. Duffy didn't really take off. Duffy and his friends, he has a whole group of friends a la Hello Kitty that kind of like surround him with Shelly Mae Bear, and then there's a turtle, and there's like a whole group of Duffy animals that are very, very popular over there. Japan also is the reason why we have the little orange bird again. Because Little Orange Bird originally developed in cooperation with the Florida citrus growers as a Florida specific character for Walt Disney World. It went away for a while, and Disney brought it back in Tokyo, and he had a cultural renaissance over there because he's adorable, and the Japanese people loved him, and that's how we started getting more merchandise, and he started coming back over into the American parks.
I had a thought about this, but not from the Japanese etiquette he has right now, because I feel kind of dumb. But you could also go for a retheme of going classic Alice in Wonderland, or even see of like pushing the limits of Peter Pan, but not copying Hook and using that type of template and make it into a Peter Pan Wonderland, like what Central says. It's the stuff is there. Like this is also brilliant too, because you can touch on the whole cultural aspect of these characters with the people. But if you're able to incorporate that type of imagery with an older property, like say Alice in Wonderland or etc., then do that. You're still maintaining the legacy of what they seem to be keep trying to throw under a rug, and everyone's getting sick of the classics being hidden under a rug or edited, rather than just show them for what they were and why they're so powerful. They have lost that ability to even get that far.
I would agree with you, and this cultural irrelevance here, I think, is a big problem. I think that's why Spencer is keying in on the classic franchises, which they basically did with Fantasy Springs. The bulk of those franchises, being plus 15 years old, Tangled, Peter Pan, Frozen, all that. Nothing from the, let's say, the modern era.
Wait, even better idea. Remember back when Disney World had the alien ride in Future World, right? Remember, it would get all dark. You feel like alien.
The extraterrestrial.
The extraterrestrial experience. Yeah. Take that. Put it in the Japan waterlog ride. Revamp it as alien chasing you. Just make it all dark stuff, breathing on your neck, noises, sound. You got a fucking masterpiece right there.
But I mean, the thing is, they never have to retheme Splash Mountain. They have the only one in existence. It's gonna drive people in. It's gonna be a huge thing for them for years to come.
Make it a historical point. Then
now Disney can and probably will make it very uncomfortable for them in the future, because they're already talking about pulling, they close the merchandise store. They're talking about pulling the music, the background music, the zip-a-dee-doo-dah from the park background music, and they're basically trying to force their hand. And good for the Oriental Land Company for digging their heels in and holding their ground. I mean, I would be remiss to not point out that, as I think I say at the end of the article, that those friendly outlets that we were talking about before, they did say that it was going to be sometime around 2027 to 2028 that it would close, which gives us all, as I say at the end of the article, plenty of time to forget that they ever said it.
Yeah, I'm just playing with the widest thing. Like, honestly, the best bet is to try to make it a historical landmark or some type of thing within the theme park that just protects it, and that way Japan can give the middle finger, culturally acceptable, and Disney can be like, okay, because it is a part of history. Maybe there's stuff like that to go through.
Now, the reason for that 2027, 2028 time period probably has to do with the Space Mountain redo that is currently taking place. They have completely leveled the original Space Mountain. For Tokyo Disneyland. They had a version of Space Mountain that was very similar to Anaheim's, and they have completely removed it in order to replace it with a new Space Mountain a la Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, using that system there, and very ambitious, and it's a much bigger footprint than it was before. But because of that capacity hit, that could be why that 2027, 2028 time period. Please.
What? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was going to ask, where's our Rocketeer ride? Isn't that Disney? Where's our Rocketeer ride?
There is no Rocketeer ride, unfortunately.
You know what I mean?
Very, very disappointing. But that might be why they're saying that. I can understand the operational constraints of having capacity online and so forth. I get it, but I even then I still don't see it. I believe, Marvin, you actually referenced the Lion King as well in this article. The Lion King being the log flume ride that Disneyland Paris is opting for, and not Star Wars Galaxy's Edge as they were going to do before, and not even Tiana's By Adventure. They're going in a completely different direction with that. Lion King maybe, but it would have to be a huge mega franchise specifically for Japan that would get them on board. Tiana's By Adventure, nobody in
Japan, nobody going to Tokyo Disney knows anything about that period of time in American history. They don't see it as like, oh, this is part of a movie about sharecroppers. They don't know what a sharecropper is. They just know that it's a thing about an adorable rabbit singing zip-a-dee-doo-dah.
And it is time to put a bow on it, for this one, folks, is a gift to everybody who wants to know exactly what's going on in the entertainment industry. And we are so joyful that you were there to receive it. We hope that you had a great time. An attitude of gratitude on this channel every single time you decide to spend time with us. As we get ready to say goodbye, we only ask a few simple things. Click that like button, share, subscribe, click it, and stick it to those algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, so waste not yours. And folks, as you get ready to head out that door, do you have a place on social media that you love to share this sort of thing? Hey, you can make this YouTube video sing by putting it out there for your friends, your family, and for those weirdos who just won't leave you alone. Folks, until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.